Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're gonna talk about everybody deserves a lollipop, and I hold this highlighter like it's a freaking lollipop this whole video, but what we wanna talk about is creating joy for your customers that's akin to a kid getting a lollipop.
You play to win the game. Hello?
You will not win, cause I will not lose. Can't be touched.
So everyone deserves to have some joy in their lives. I just firmly believe that, just in general, about like humans. But one of the things that shops just aren't good at is like finding ways to engage with their customer just naturally, right? Not like forcefully like wowing them where they're like, really, you're trying really hard. I just mean like cute, fun, intricate, or not intricate, like intimate ways to like engage with your customer that are easy, and it's not overbearing, it's well received. And I just can't encourage you guys to do that enough, right? But one of the things that we would do, that I have done in the past, we haven't introduced it in my big shop because it's tricky to execute, but I do firmly believe that everybody deserves a smile, right? Everyone should have that. When you're a kid and you get like a sucker or like a lollipop, right? What's that feeling when you're a kid, right? You're excited. You're like, ah, cool, I got a sucker. Like, and it's small, it's inconsequential. It like goes away in, I don't know how long it takes to consume a sucker. It goes away in like 5 minutes, right? But for that 5 minutes, you got a little bit of joy, right? And you just always associate that thing with joy. And I was thinking, this was 8 years ago probably when I started doing this, but I thought, man, everybody like gets excited about this. When you get a sucker and like a blow pop and then you like get that bad gum in there for like 4 minutes and you chew it and it's junk and you throw it away. But right, you get that 5 minutes of excitement. Everybody should get that. And I thought, man, there's a way for my shop to create just that short-term joy, because no one likes getting their car fixed. No one likes walking in, spending, $700 paying their bill, and then like they're not generally like giddy when they're walking out the door. So one of the things that we did in my small shop was we had an intake sheet, and it asked some questions like, when do you need your car back? And one of the questions on there was, do you prefer lollipops? Not lollipops, that's not right. Do you prefer Tootsie Pops or Blow Pops? And it was on the intake sheet, and people would look at it and they would say, why do you ask, right? Or they would just circle it. It was actually a pretty interesting study in human behavior, but I would actually say that. But so they would say why, and I would always say something. I would think of something. Oh, if you give me, it's a psychographic question where if you, whichever one you pick, like I'll know something about you, or we tally it all up at the end of the year and make a donation of lollipop or blow pops to a charity. Or I would just say stuff where they knew I was joking. I was kind of being ridiculous, and I would say, you'll find out. So they would circle it, and we would literally take that intake sheet. We'd put it in the, we'd put it in the repair order. We'd hang it up. The technician would come and get it, and the first thing he would see on that intake sheet is, should I put a blow pop or a Tootsie Pop in this person's car? So what would happen is the technician put the blow pop in the car, go through his job, go through what he had to do. He'd put the car outside. There'd be a blow pop in there, right? So what a customer would come and pick up, right? And they would go and get in their car. They'd have a little blow pop sitting there. They'd laugh. They'd smile. Man, I got some of the best interaction from buying people like I have no idea how much they are, a 10-cent sucker. The amount of goodwill and the fun and the happiness that you could provide was unbelievable. People would honk. I mean, I had countless people get out of their car, walk back into the building and say, that's the cutest thing you've ever done, right? Like or not the cutest thing you've ever done. They wouldn't know how many cute things I've done, but like, that's the cutest thing that's ever happened, right? Like they just got it and it made sense. Little tip. One of the things I learned was if you have a mom, right, and you can figure out how many kids she has, which is a question that sometimes is tricky because you don't want to pry, but like if you can get that information out, man, when you're really the hero, when you put like 4 blow pops in there. Know how old they are, I don't know, sometimes blow pops aren't okay, but maybe a Tootsie Pop in there instead of a blow pop. But man, they would just love that because they knew you cared. They knew you were listening. They knew you were paying attention. The mom trick, that one's gold. But and one of the other ways we could figure it out was car seats. So we could see how many car seats were in there. Oh yeah, I have little ones, they're in car seats. Cool. Well, we know you had 2 kids in car seats, so we would literally, give you two suckers. So, one of the other things we would do, so we developed these little cards where the technician could do essentially like a little handwritten note. So they would say, thanks so much for coming in today. I'm the one who fixed your car, John. I hope your repairs are satisfactory, whatever, right? Like I kind of gave them like free reign, man. Like write something that you think is heartfelt, write something that is genuine and sincere. And these guys would write some of the nicest stuff you'd ever could see, and the customers just loved it. So, and then this morphed into, it just became a super fun thing that everyone liked to do. And it morphed into like guys would walk in or people would walk in and they'd cross out like Blow Pops and Tootsie Pops. And then James, they'd write like Snickers bars and 6 packs of beer. And this is a true story. And this almost got a little bit out of hand because everyone started doing this. But we had a guy who literally he crossed off Lollipops or Blow Pops and Tootsie Pops and wrote 6-pack of beer. So whenever the customer did that, we actually would get them whatever it is that they wrote. So when Zach, and I won't say his last name, when Zach showed up to pick up his car, there was literally we called his wife and said, hey, what kind of beer does Zach like? And she said, whatever he liked, and it was expensive, but it was worth it. And we bought that beer, and we literally set it right on his seat. We knew when he was coming. We found out. We set it on his seat. He went and got in his car, and he didn't have a Blow Pop. He didn't have a Tootsie Pop. He actually had a 6-pack of beer. And I can tell you the goodwill that created, the goodwill that created with his whole family was unbelievable, right? We heard about that story from, I can't tell you how many people, when they walked in the door, they always wanted to talk about how we bought Zach a 6-pack of beer. And it all goes back to, right, everybody deserves a lollipop. And it's your service advisor's job, right, to recognize these opportunities to provide lollipops. And I don't mean forcefully, and I don't mean like awkwardly. I mean like when they see the opportunity, right, to dive into that and really give someone a smile, give something to be happy about. It goes so far when you're trying to create goodwill and long-term relationship with your customers. And if you have an intake sheet or you want to ask that question, you'll be amazed at what literally a Blow Pop will do for someone and what they will think about you if you give them a Blow Pop.